In this lecture, I'm going to talk about a for with a break statement. So where we can try to apply a break. As its name suggests, break, right? Means try to stop something. Same thing you will be able to find out inside a for loop. We all know that the nature of for loop is very simple. It will always go through the entire iterables or whatever data which is available inside the iterables. It will try to go through each and every data, and then finally it is going to exhaust the data, and then it will come out of the loop automatically. But let's suppose there is a situation so where we don't want to exhaust the entire data. So let's suppose I'm looking for something in my data and I'm able to find it. So at that point of a time, I don't want my loop to go for an entire data set and keep on extracting each and every data set. So what I want is just try to apply a break, just try to apply a for loop over there. This is where for with the break statement comes into picture. So let's try to understand it, guys, with respect to an example. Okay, so here let's suppose I'm going to create a list. Okay, and here inside my list I have a data set. I have so many different kind of a data set which is available over here. Maybe I can try to write studh over here as a string. Let me remove this comma and let me put a comma over here. Maybe I have some sort of a floating point number over here. Maybe some sort of a complex number I have over here. Maybe some sort of a Boolean variable I have, true, or maybe capital FALSC false over here. Okay, fine. Capital FALSC false over here, right? So now this is the data set that we have prepared. Now here what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for maybe a 6 inside this data. So whenever I'm going to encounter a very first instance of 6, not second, not third, a very first instance of 6, I should print a data and I should stop my search or I should stop my iteration. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so how I will be able to achieve that particular part? Let's do it. So here I'm going to write for I in L, I in this particular list. And then if I'm going to write a condition over here that if I, because I is going to change. First of all, I will be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 6, and then 7. So on, right? So it will keep on looking for a data one by one, it will keep on extracting a data. So here I can write I is equal to maybe 4 or 6, let's suppose. So I is equal to 6. So here print the data. So yes, I am able to find my data, and then I can try to print I over here as it is inside. This print statement is inside this for, and then inside a if indentation. So whenever this condition will satisfy, it will come over here. Fine. And then I can try to apply a break that break the entire loop. I'm not looking for any other data set apart from this particular 6, which is a first occurrence. Now execute it. Here you will be able to see a result. Yes, I'm able to find out the data, which is equal to 6. Now we have a 6 once again and again we have a 6. That's completely fine. But I was looking for a very first occurrence of a data. Now what is the advantage that you all will be able to see? So advantage is that it should not go through this entire parsing operation. So you can say that I'm just trying to optimize my code a little bit. Right? A little bit. Obviously, in a worst case situation, it will go ahead with the entire data set. Let's suppose my data set is available in very last, or maybe over here, second last. So obviously, it will go through the entire data set in that particular situation. But let's suppose my data set is available in a beginning or maybe in a middle itself. So in that case, it will not be looking for the entire data set throughout the list. So here we have applied a break. Break means just stop. So I'm just trying to stop my for loop. That's it, with the help of break statement based on this particular condition. So this is one of the implementation of a break that you all will be able to find out. Now let me show you some other implementation as well. So here, let's suppose I have a list which is called as number, and here, so we have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is the number that we have. Now I'm looking for a first even number. So whenever system will be able to find out my first even number, it should stop. I was just looking for one even number. So whenever it will be able to find it, it should stop itself. It should not looking for another number. So how I will be able to write a logic? Let's try to understand. So for I in what? I in number. So I'm just going through this table. I'm just going through this particular list one by one, one by one, one by one. So value of I is going to be what? So value of I is going to be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. In every iterations, in every loop, so it is going to be the value. Now here I'm going to write a condition that if I percentile, which is a remainder, 2 is equal to 0, right? So print. So here I can write print the first even number from list, from list. And here I can just try to print this particular I, so which will try to hold a first even number, and then I can try to apply a break over here. So here first even number is 2, which it is able to find out, and after that I have immediately applied a break. So whenever this condition will be applicable, whenever this condition is going to be true, it will come over here, print it, and then break the entire loop. So once again, right, once again it will not go back to this particular for loop, because this is the default nature of for loop. It will keep on looking for a data, right, a next one, and then next one, and then next one. But I don't want my for loop to start looking for a next data once I'm able to find out my desired information. So again, in this way I'm just trying to optimize, but again in a worst case situation, it will go ahead with the entire data parsing which is available inside my list. Okay, now let me show you some other example. Okay, let me show you some other example over here. So here I have a list, let's suppose, and inside my list I have a data set. Okay, inside my list I have a data set. So I think I have given an extra comma. Okay, now here, what is the use case that we are trying to solve? So here I'll try to find out a summation. Okay, I'll try to find out the summation. So we all know that summation is very easy task, but here I would like to find out a summation with some sort of a restrictions. So let's suppose a restriction is that whenever sum is going to exceed 50, right? So if sum is lesser than 50, it's completely fine. But whenever sum is going to exceed 50, I'm supposed to stop myself. I should not keep on summing again and again and again. Okay, fine. So that is something that I'm looking for. So I'm going to restrict the summation process. I can try to find out the summation of this whole data set by just calling a sum function or maybe going through a for loop. But here I would like to do a summation with respect to a restriction. So how I will be able to do it? So let's try to do. So here sum is equals to 0. It's one of the variable I'm going to create, and there is a variable called as limit I'm going to create. Limit is equals to 50. Let's suppose I'm going to put up. So whenever limit is equals to 50, right? So whenever sum is going to cross 50, I'm supposed to stop. Okay, so how I'm going to write a logic? So for I in L, I can try to write. Okay, fine. Now sum is equals to sum plus I can try to write it down, and then I can try to check the condition. So if sum is greater than limit, right? If sum is going to exceed, if sum is greater than, means I'm doing a summation. So I'm trying to extract a data every time. I'm trying to do a summation. When it is going to extract or when it is going to exceed the limit, so print what? So print the sum and print a data as well. So what is the sum data? And then try to apply what? Try to apply a break in this particular situation. Now here, so whenever sum is going to exceed this limit. Now let's see the fun over here, guys. Yes. So here sum is equal to 112. My limit was 50. So it has already exceeded. But what is the reason behind it? Let me tell you one thing. So here sum is equal to 0. Fine, limit is equal to 50. I'm trying to run this loop so that it will keep on extracting up data. So first of all, value of I is equals to what? Value of I is equals to 3. Okay, sum is equals to 0 plus 3. 0 plus 3 is equals to 3 over here. Then it will extract 4. So I is equals to what? I is equals to 4. Now what is the sum? So 3. Previous sum is equals to 3 plus 4 is equals to 7. And then it will extract 5. Okay, so I is equals to what? I is equals to basically 5. Now what is the sum? Sum is equals to 7 plus 5 is equals to 12. Then we'll extract 6. So I is equals to what? I is equals to 6. Sum is equals to what? 12 plus 6 is equals to 18. Then it will extract 7. So here I is equals to what? I is equals to 7. And then here sum is equals to 18 plus 7 is equals to 25. Okay. Then it will extract 87. Fine. So I is equals to what? I is equals to 87. It will try to do a summation first. Okay. It will try to do a summation first and then it will check. Then we are trying to check it. I can try to reverse even this particular condition. So I can try to check first and then do the summation, right? So in either way, depends upon the logic, I can try to write it down. So here 25 plus 87 is equals to 112 and then, right? Then it will come over here, it will check, it will be able to find out that, okay, we have already exceeded the limit. We have already exceeded the limit. Now sum is greater than limit that I have kept. So limit is equals to 50, which I'm keeping, and sum is already exceeded this particular limit. So print it. So print it and then what? Then break it. So means I'm not supposed to do a further summation. Just stop it over here. I have already exceeded my limit. Again, so whenever we try to set up a server, so sometime we try to set up a server for 100 people, then 1,000 people, maybe 10,000 people, maybe 1 million people. Even over there, so I can try to restrict a number of user that, okay, at a time, so on my server, concurrent number of user is going to be this much. So whenever number is going to exceed, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop taking a new request. Simple. So in many situations, this kind of examples are pretty much powerful and pretty much useful. You all will be able to find out. I'm just trying to show you this entire things with a small example, but in a practical way, you will be able to find out that it is having a lots and lots of application even in a real life. Okay, fine. So hope you all are able to understand what is the meaning of break. So I'm just trying to apply a stop. That's it. I'm just trying to apply a brake. The way you try to apply a brake in your vehicle, exactly in the same way, I'm just trying to apply a brake on this particular loop. There is nothing different, which I'm trying to do over here. Now, let's try to understand a couple of more example. Okay, couple of more example. Let's try to understand. Now here, I'm going to show you one more example. So where whenever we are going to exceed a number of iterations, right? Whenever we are going to exceed a number of iterations, it is supposed to stop. So let's suppose I have a data. Okay, I have a data and I'm trying to go through those data one by one. Fine. Now, I don't want to go through the entire data. Maybe I'm just looking for a 10 iterations, 20 iterations, 12 iteration kind of things. So whenever I'm going to exceed a limit, I'll just try to apply a break. So here, if I have to produce a data, so maybe I can try to create a variable and I can use a help of range function. So range function can generate any number of data, right? Let's suppose if I'm going to give 100. So in that case, it will try to generate a data from 0 till 99. We all know about it, right? That range always try to generate a data below or n-1. It's upper limit. So upper limit is basically 100. So it will always try to generate a data starting from 0 till 99. Okay, fine then. So here I can try to create a variable max iter variable. So I'm going to keep maximum iteration is equals to 12. Although we have so much of data, we have 99, we have 100 data starting from 0 till 99, we have 100 data, but I don't want to go through all of these data. What I want is I'm just trying to go through a 12th data. That's it, right? I don't have to keep on looking for a data again and again and again, although I have a data, but still I don't want it. So how I will be able to do it? So maybe I can write for I in data. So I will keep on going through a data one by one. If, right? So if over here, I is greater than max iterations that we have. So max iteration is equals to 12. So print, this is my max capability. And then maybe I can try to print a data over here. And then I can try to apply a break. And I can try to come out of this entire loop. If I have to print a data one by one, I can even try to print a data one by one in this indentation. With the for loop indentation, I can try to print it. So here you will be able to see it that my max capability is 13, which it is trying to get into, where it is breaking it, right? And a data which I'm able to extract is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 by 1, 1 by 1, 1 by 1. So maximum number of iteration is equals to 12. So starting from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. And is going till 12. And finally, I'm able to get only this much of data, depends upon my maximum iteration. Now here, you can try to play around with the limits. So whatever limit, or maybe you can try to play around with the iterations as well. Yes. So in this particular situation, I'm trying to extract a data first, and then I'm trying to check iterations. Simple. Yes. So I'm just trying to check with the data that if I is greater than maximum number of iterations, then try to print it and then try to break it. So hope all of you are able to understand this particular example, guys. A break example with respect to a for loop with the help of these practical examples. So hope all of you are going to practice. All of you are going to write a code by yourself. All of you will try to change a logic to all of these things. And then let me know if you are facing any kind of a difficulty or if you have any kind of a confusion. With that, thank you so much, everyone. See you again in my next lecture.